Okay, what's going on, people? It's your resident, sophisticated artist here, Moso. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is on the lines of how I decided to create this sigil here, and why exactly it came to be in this form, in this manner, and how exactly I planned to use it in the first place, and just the way it is. So the sigil is called Endless Peace Extended Mind, right? Basically, the idea in my mind was to protect myself from spiritual attacks. That was basically it. It wasn't something I was trying to steal and use for profit or anything like that. I just needed something that I could wear where everything doesn't seem so attackish, right? I felt I had to give myself an opportunity to see if I could make something like that. And I actually started with the basics. I didn't steal anything from anything. I just started with simple scribing and putting the idea of me together as efficiently as possible, and this is what I ended up coming up with. So let me start by showing you what I did, right? So my name is Moso. That's my artist name. That's the name I came up with to represent myself during this journey. And basically, like, the letter M is very strong. It's a strong letter, right? So I decided to try and scribe M into an I, and that's what I did. I drew eyes. I drew eyes, right? I drew a bunch of eyes, different directions, different dimensions and sizes. Eyes. I just drew eyes with an M in it. That was it. That's how I started. So once I started doing that and seeing that the actual formation of the eye wasn't just an oblong circle, it's actually triangles. Your eye is just two triangles, and it's split in the middle. Depending on how your face is formed and things like that, I guess your eye could be slanted or open or whatever, right? But I saw the two triangles in the eye, and I knew that there was something more to that, right? So when I took this design onto the computer and I started messing around with two triangles and a circle and things like that, when I used the M, right? When I tried to use the M, it circled out differently. It ended up circling out differently. This is literally the M coming together. And then when I put the two triangles together from the split, it ended up making this sign on its own. I did not plan to use this as the sign. As I was scribing and putting everything together, it started coming together naturally. So I did not say I'm going to put two triangles together and have any of them connect in this way. I just saw what was going on, and I decided, let me actually explore this and actually naturally come up with something more. So there's things that I was seeing and things that I was trying to grasp onto, and the ideas were going way too fast for me. So instead of holding on to all of those ideas, I said, let me personify it. What am I, and what am I trying to do? I'm trying to go through this astral travel as clean as possible, right? And making adjustments while I go, So this was just a natural step for me in my spiritual journey, because I really want to continue growing and helping people in the community that I'm part of, right? So it wasn't to sell anything to anyone. I don't really care if anyone buys anything. That I'm indifferent about that. It was a protection thing. So I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So it's sort of like, why did you create this, and why do you think that this is an important thing to have in the world? I thought it'd be important because if someone understands where I'm coming from, they wouldn't be afraid to wear it. If someone understands how I decided to come up with this idea, they wouldn't be afraid to explore that. I'm not afraid to explore new things and new avenues and things like that to understand myself. And that is why I decided to wear and brand, I guess, myself in this way where I'm protected and not ashamed of how I got to that stage. So in explanation of what endless peace is and extended mind, basically once this all came together and I saw that this was an old symbol from something completely different than what I was aiming for, I had to figure out what endless peace meant. In real reality, endless peace would be the constant rebalancing of the world. When balance is not in the world, there's no peace. There is literally no peace without balance. So it's like the idea is to rebalance things and make sure that people understand it is about rebalancing and not taking over and not ruling. It's about becoming you by the decisions you make, you know? So in extended mind, the extended mind is greater than the mind that you have. The extended mind is greater than the mind that I have. And being able to concentrate and understand that you're in that kind of realm is what ended up happening to me. And I didn't push it, I didn't force it. It was a natural graduation. Like I said, I scribed this, and this is it. I scribed this. I didn't make any intentions to create something for profit. There was no money in my mind about this. This was just me trying to protect myself finally from anybody trying to invade a space I didn't want them to invade. And that's it. Now we're at a point where this is something that I'm going to be putting on more things, more initiatives and more places like that, where people understand they're coming to that. They're coming to a realm where they can be themselves, and they've made a decision to come and conjugate with others who want to be themselves, you know? So yeah, that's my explanation. It's like a 7-minute video, but this is just the beginning. And the reason why I'm making this video is because the understanding of it is what I came to. I understood why I came to this and how it happened. It wasn't a trick. It wasn't some type of, you know, thing I've been planning forever and ever and ever. It was a necessity, and I made it a necessity in really good intent. There was no maliciousness involved at all. So this is why I'm here. This is why I make stuff, to actually put the right intent into it so that others can flourish while we're together, while we're rotating, while we're rotating around each other and just making shit happen and doing all of this crazy shit, you know? I wanted it to be a thing where when you see it, you know that good intent was involved, and that's pretty much it, you know? Yeah, my name is Moso. Thank you for joining me once again. I'll see you guys soon, all right? Peace.